welcome Sandeep ji to another episode of Regal Unlimited Live Series. I'm so honored to be hosting you today, asking you some questions, and I wonder who's joined us, who would be watching us. It is fun being here. So let me introduce Wing Commander Sandeep Raj, a distinguished veteran of the Indian Air Force with over 2 decades of service. He has excelled in roles that span communications, electronic intelligence, training, and interviewing. Wow. Oh my God. That's a lot. Wow. And he also has a diverse educational background. He embodies a rare blend of technical prowess and strategic insight. And post voluntary retirement in 2017, Wing Commander Sandeep Raj continues to guide aspirants on interviewing skills. And hang on, there's more, just a little more. so, he's a trainer, he's a coach, he's a motivational speaker, he's also a social contributor. He is also associated with TIS, the Tata Institute of Social Services, in providing high. Is that correct, Sandeep ji? Tata Institute of
Yeah,
Social
that's
Services to
social
provide
sciences.
higher social sciences. I'm so sorry. In providing higher education to opportunities to marginalized youth. So a big time social contributor. He embodies commitment to shaping future leaders. Welcome once more, Sandeep ji. And really, it's an honor just to be reading, and you've done all of these things. It's so cool. So please share
So
with us what your journey has been up until now. Let's starting with the Air Force.
yeah, thanks a lot, Shweta, for having me here today, and it's a pleasure to speak to everyone. Uh, I strongly believe in destiny, and I believe nothing happens by coincidence. When I say that, let me just start with my journey before Air Force. So
Sure.
I had completed my engineering in electronics and telecommunication, was planning to start a business, and was already working with a company. With all that going on, one of my colleagues in that company, he came to me, and he came with a form, and he said that, Sandeep, you need to fill this form. I said, what is this? He said that it is applying for Indian Air Force. I said, I'm not going to apply for Air Force. I don't want to join. In fact, I was not even aware what Air Force really was. So he said, no, we can't do this. You have to fill the form. You get the certificates. So he took my certificates. In fact, most of the forms he filled for me. And in the end, he said, you sign here. So I signed it and he posted. It was just 3 days for the last date to for the form to reach. And moment he took the signature, he said, okay, 10 rupiya de. I said, why? He had bought that form for himself, but his doctor told him that he's colorblind, so he cannot apply for the Air Force. And that's how my Air Force journey started. So I got a call letter from Air Force stating that I have to appear for something known as SSB interview. I was not even aware of the full form of SSB at that time. So, and only thing that attracted me in that was that I would be getting a train ticket by, it was sleeper class at that time. So second class train fare we used to get to go to the interview and come back. And it was mentioned that I would be provided with accommodation and food as well. So I had never been to Dehradun. Then decided
Wow.
that okay, it would be fun. So booked my ticket, took all the items what they had told, t-shirts, sneakers, and everything, and I reached Dehradun. Journey started there. As I had reached there, I had to. Uh, it's always in us that we should do well in wherever we go or whatever we do. So went there, did my best. In fact, I tried to help many of the uh, candidates who are with me who could not perform because of their lack of English knowledge, because they had come from various villages from Haryana, UP, Bihar, and I, from my heart, I was feeling bad that see they have come with such passion to join Air Force and they're not performing, and I, who did not want to join, was there, and I felt that I was doing good. So I was trying to help them, and somehow out of all the candidates, and all the freshers, I was the only one who got recommended there. I got the call
Wow.
letter that I need to join the Air Force Technical College uh, to undergo my aeronautical engineering training. This was the time
Okay.
when I decided that no, I'm not joining. And one thing my mother told me, see, Sandeep, business is good. You will earn a lot of money, but that respect that you get as a defense personnel, you will never get ever if you are not actually experiencing that. So that one thing triggered me, and I felt that if my mother, who and I was the only son, so when she asks me to join, I should. There is no way that I could disobey. So I went on, and then it is history. I have been in Air Force. I was there for 21 plus years. Started as the senior signals officer, where I was looking after the communications of the base. Then moved on to a place in Rajasthan, which is
Mm-hmm.
very close to Pakistan border, where I was into intelligence. Spent a lot of time. We used to deploy our unit across the border, and it was fun again. Uh, so Rajasthan was one of the best postings. There was a time when all had to send our families back because we had an operation which was Operation Parakram, and that was a time when we were almost ready. So that was one good time. From there, moved on to training. I was training uh, ab initio trainee who had come for electronics and communication related training. So was a section head of that institute. Post that went into aircrafts, was handling a fleet of AN-32 aircrafts, and I was
Wow.
the fleet commander of the section there. Moved on to air headquarters, did a lot of contracting, contract management, handling most of the aircraft simulators that we have
Mhm.
in the Air Force. From there came to Baroda, and from there my journey started with in fact, landed me back to Dehradun, where I had gone for my interview, and I was
Yeah.
interviewing candidates there as an interviewing officer, uh, candidates who want to join as officers in the defense forces. So, did a stint there, and that is the place where I decided that the circle has closed, and this was the time for me to get out. So, put up for voluntary retirement, and after retirement, settled in Bangalore, have
Mm.
been guiding various defense aspirants on how to appear for SSB interviews. People are misguided. So it was my
Yeah.
endeavor to help as many candidates as possible. It was my passion. So while doing that, I got associated with Tata Institute of Social Sciences, which is a university, uh, one of the premier universities of the country. And I have been handling their skill education programs pan India. We have placed a lot of students who could not afford higher education into a degree program where they can complete their education while working. So, with that intent in mind, we worked with this, and we have already uh, put in more than 300 students in last 1 year who are undergoing this program, and we are trying to put a lot more. So that has been my journey from the Air Force till I have been doing with this.
So this is amazing. It's been, I mean, you kind of summed it up so beautifully, but 20 years of service and so many years after that, from 2017 to now, you shared how you got into communication, like come full circle, and you started training people for SSB, which is that service selection board that you told me. Well, because I was asking you what is SSB, I was very curious, and you also spoke about how you've been helping more than 300 people um, study and work, get both livelihood and education. So, when did that interest of becoming a coach start, you know, niggling you, and how did that coaching journey begin? I'm very curious about that, and I'm sure our listeners are too about that.
Again, as I said, destiny plays a major role.
Yeah,
In fact, destiny is everything which
yeah.
takes us from a place to another. Uh, Frankly speaking, I was never sure about what coaching is. I thought
Mhm.
guiding students was coaching, and I thought I was a coach already. Then I was training various personnel of corporates into leadership skills, interviewing skills, and other social skills as well. So when I was doing that, overall, I considered myself a coach.
Mm.
And the difference between mentor, coach, and everything was very blurred at that time. It was time when I met Anirudh of Regal, and
Mm.
then when we started discussing, he told me that he's associated with ICF, which is International Coaching Federation, and
Yeah.
they conduct the trainings for coaches. Now, I was
Mm.
wondering, I'm already a coach. What training, further training I can get?
Yeah.
And then when he started explaining about what coaching really is, I realized I was like a fish out of water actually. So trying to swim against the tide and not really knowing what I was doing, actually calling myself a coach.
Mm.
Uh, and when I understood, I did a lot of research on what coaching is, what ICF is, before I took the plunge. So spoke to many coaches across Bangalore. In fact, many coaches out of Bangalore as well. That what this really is. And when I started understanding more and more, uh, I I felt that I was missing a, a beautiful thing. And that was the time when I decided that yes, I should. Uh, and I went and met Anirudh again in his office. Subhash was conducting a session. I think I could not
Mm.
meet him on that day. And when we spoke, I realized that yes, I should do it. And during that journey, what I realized was that coaching is not just transforming people. Earlier, of course, training is one thing where I was never planning to transform anybody. It was imparting knowledge. But coaching, I understood that it creates a transformation. But when I met Subhash and I was discussing, I realized that coaching is not only transformation, it is transcending. And that journey from transformation to transcending, I wanted to do myself. And if I am able to do it, then
Mm.
maybe I would be in a position to at least help few people do that as well. So with that intention in mind, uh, I took the plunge. I went to Chennai for 3 days for ICF training by Regal, and by then it was clear that Regal is one of the best institutes for ICF, ACC, PCC as well. So
True.
I have decided that I have to complete PCC, and if possible, if so, I tag along with Subhash, try to complete my MCC as well. So that is my intent, where I need to transform and transcend myself first. So journey began, beautiful journey. Let me tell you, those 3 days were life changing. And after that, the cohort which has been formed, where we discuss with each other, we coach each other, and that journey has been wonderful. I've been going through and eagerly waiting for the next 3 days when we can complete the 100 mandatory hours for ACC, clear that ACC exam, and call myself a coach. But let me tell you again, that is just the beginning of the journey, because as I said, we need to reach from here to there. And I'm sure after meeting Subhash, he's already there. So
Yeah.
just trying to go near under his guidance. So that has been my small coaching journey. Earlier, everything which I was doing, I realized that was not really coaching, because coaching is really misunderstood amongst all of us.
Yeah.
We feel that
Yes,
if I
that's
start
true.
teaching somebody, guide somebody, advise somebody, I become a coach. But it's not true. It is a tough journey, and it is a process. And uh, putting us in that process, I'm telling you, it's a wonderfully created and curated process. Just follow that, and anybody can be a coach. I'm convinced that every one of us can become a coach if we follow the process in the right spirit and in the right way.
Anybody can become a coach if you follow the process, right spirit, right way. And I totally agree with you. Regal is one of the best institutes because I know when I started my ACC journey, I researched, I spoke to Anirudh. And yes, once you meet Subhash, then I totally agree. You don't want to leave him. You don't want to let him go. You're like, I want to, I share the same emotion. I'm like, I want to tag along as long as I can, you know? So it's, I totally share that emotion. And Subhash is awesome. Is like understatement. I think I'm just so indebted to him for being my mentor also. So I also
Absolutely.
believe you're like such a social contributor yourself. You even shared how, you know, even when you were helping people fill up forms and when you went for that Air Force thing, and now also coaching is assisting you in kind of transforming lives from transformational to transcending, was what you said. Is so another question, Sandeep ji, is you thought you were a coach earlier, but when you came to Regal to do the ACC training, you realized that there is a process, there is a way to do it, and anybody can do it if they follow the process and have had the commitment. Um, what do you think shifted for you now that you've seen that process, you've been in the first 3 days of ACC training, and you're looking forward to the next? What is different now that you see in terms of being credentialed and not being credentialed as an ICF ACC?
Uh, One thing uh, which I feel is the most important as well, we start listening to people. That was one which maybe I never practiced. I was always in the mode of advising, giving solutions for everything. Any problem anybody gets, I have a solution because I have that much of experience. But here, this is a place where I don't have to give solution because all of us have the solution in ourselves. Only thing is we trigger. So we become Jambuan for Hanuman, where I really feel that a coach, as I have been advised to follow the process, and that is what it's extremely simple if you do it right. Uh, we unnecessarily complicate things, whereas life should be simple. And I've realized that keeping my things simple, lot of changes have happened inside me within this short span of time. I've started listening to people. In fact, my wife and daughter are very happy. I've
Wow.
told them that I'm on my mobile or watching TV and they say something and it just goes over my head. As it is, there is no resistance. So, but now I've clearly told after the Chennai program where I was a volunteer and Subhash did that coaching, that I'm telling you, it was wonderful. Only twice he did in 2 sessions, and I could communicate. I have told my daughter that whenever you speak to me and you see me on my mobile, just let me know that Papa, I'm talking to you. Okay, and immediately I'll keep that mobile down. I'll listen, and that has changed so many things. So
Wow.
let me. I'm really thankful to Regal and the training what I'm undergoing, and I'm sure, if not a very good coach, I'm sure I would be a better human being.
Wow. Wow. So, yeah, a lot of things changed, not only on the professional front because you're credentialed. Now, that process that you're going through also changes so many things within you as a person, that even family life starts changing. Your close relationships become more intimate because now you're listening, and that's just one little part of it. So, thank you so much for sharing that. Anything else that's coming up for you before we wind up this session that you would like to share with us about Regal or coaching or getting to anything that seems important, close to your heart, other than what you already shared?
Uh, Basically, any professional coach, there are coaching competencies which are already listed out, and we need to go through them in detail, in depth. In fact, in the first 3 days, we have gone through few competencies, and we are trying to imbibe them one by one.
Hmm.
That is slowly happening. This journey is not that easy, so we have to work hard. And as Subhash mentions, that coaching is for leaders. So
Hmm.
if you are trying to become a coach, you are already a leader. So with that leadership inside all of us, I think each one, every human being on earth should undergo coaching, at least coaching, the training for coaching. If not anybody else, you will at least transform yourself. And as I mentioned, we need to step up that as well. So, Regal, I'm really thankful to Subhash and Anirudh for letting me be part of the Regal family here, and been a wonderful journey till now. And I'm sure that it will be much, much, much better in future as well. So looking forward to that, and I would recommend that anybody who wants to undergo anything, a transformation in life, do contact. I think Regal, because I have not gone to any other coaching institute, because uh, out of all the coaches that I spoke, I think more than 75% spoke about Regal only, though they have done from various other institutes. But and I think Subhash is the pillar there. So most of them know Subhash, not most, everybody knew Subhash, and they said he's one of the best. And if you really want to uh, do it well, do it with Regal. So most of them told me. Of course, few tried to recommend others, but somehow I was already, uh, I had made my mind, and I
You
came
had
here.
met Subhash, so there was no question of going anywhere else, I think.
So, and I did not even
Because,
meet him. I just spoke to him on phone, and that
yeah.
conversation was more than enough at that time.
I so agree with you. He totally embodies the coaching mindset. I've seen it in person, not only in the ACC training, but also in the Coaching Unlimited. I um, saw that. It's just that, I mean, he inspires you to be the leader
And
that you talk about.
Shweta, one more thing I just wanted to mention here, that uh, the bonding and the team support which
Yeah,
Regal provides, that is
truly.
something extraordinary. And
The peer
with the
community.
consortium, yeah, and the consortium plan which Regal has, where they're going to support each other. All of us are going to grow as coaches together. Where see, anybody who is coming in the field of coaching comes with a mindset that they want to make money as well. So nobody is here just to transform themselves. Let us be frank on this, and Regal is going to help in that as well. So getting clients is one area which I found that most of the coaches are struggling. And when we are working as a consortium together, I think we can do wonders in that field as well. So, so that's I wanted to mention that.
Thank you so very much for sharing all your experiences, and for anybody who's looking at transforming their lives, like Sandeep ji is saying, being the leader, the change starts within ourselves. And not only is it training, but it's also peer community support, constant nudging and encouragement if you fall back. So all of this comes so easily at Regal that you really don't have to think about anything else. Plus, the transformation is automatically happening without you even realizing it. So thank you
So
so very much for today's conversation, Sandeep ji. It has been an honor to talk to you and to be here to talk to the Regal community, or everybody who's watching us. And wish you a very pleasant evening ahead. Hope to meet you in person someday very, very soon. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Shweta. It was a pleasure talking to you and being part
Thank,
of Regal.
thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Good night.